Once upon a time, in a bustling village in Yoruba land, there was a renowned cook named Aduke. She was known far and wide for her culinary skill and her delicious dishes that could make even the most discerning taste buds dance with joy. Her restaurant, Aduke's Delight, was always full of customers eager to savour her cooking. Do you want her egusi soup with well-molded round balls of melon and greenish vegetables that will dance round the plate whispering delight to customers? Or a efforiro garnished with lots of locust beans, which releases a welcoming aroma to both nearby and faraway customers? Our swallows were well molded and shaped in an inviting way, and the sizes were quite reasonable for anyone, so much that many husbands would prefer to eat out at a place rather than their wives' dishes, and this caused so much troubles in different homes. Many women would come to Aduke's Delight to harass her of bewitching their husbands and calling her all sorts of names. Despite the name calling and chaos caused by these women, Aduke's Delight didn't relapse in sales or welcoming of new customers from both villagers and travelers by day. However, behind a warm smile and welcoming demeanor, Aduke harbored a dark secret. She was going to avenge the calling of names and harassment caused her by the village women. Since then, she's been on the lookout for an evil and occultic group she could join. One day, after the close of the day, Aduke was heading home with her mind filled with thoughts on how to search and acquire power she could use for revenge on the villagers. As she was going, she ran into an old woman carrying a heavy bag of load and yet dragging another heavy bag of load behind her, and Aduke decided to help out. While on the journey, the old woman spoke. "Aduke, you are such a respectful person, and you will reap the reward. I will give you something that will make no one to ever disrespect you again." Aduke was very happy and she asked, "Mama, did you say no one would ever disrespect me again? I will be grateful." "Mama, give me already, I beg of you." "Go home, Aduke. I will be visiting you soon," said the old woman. Aduke got home and became so restless. She thought within herself that what kind of power could it be? Could it be wrestling power? Could it be power to abuse people and go scot-free? Whatever it is, she was ready for it. She said to herself, it was a answered prayer for her. She arranged her house and warmed up the soup in a pot so she could serve her whenever she comes around. Aduke, in her deep thought, kept looking at the door, expecting the old woman, but in the hassle of her waiting, she dozed off, and there in her dream, the old woman came. "Aduke, thank you for today, but I don't owe debt, so I must pay you back, and in the exact way I promised. Now, to use this power, you must have to change your line of business, but not totally. Change from cooking food to frying of local bean cake, akara, and by doing so, you will be paying back the token that I deserve as a prize for this great gift because it surpasses your kind gesture. This new business will make you unimaginably rich and popular, and no one will ever have the guts to insult you again, because if they do, they will reap their instant punishment. This is an answer to my long set questions on how to get revenge on those women that wouldn't stop at anything to insult me, said Aduke. The old woman said some incantations and a piece of meat jumped into Aduke's mouth. Then she was ordered to eat and swallow it because it's her power, and she did as told. You have become very powerful now, Aduke. Go and practice all that you have heard, and more will be told to you. Thereafter, Aduke changed her business mode and renamed it Aduke Alakara. If anyone ever asks Aduke why she changed her business name, she told them it's to allow the men eat from their wives' cooking, and so the community can be in peace. Everyone was happy, especially the women, and this made them to patronize her more than ever. Anytime Aduke makes a bean cake, she would make sure that she already has crowd gathered before she starts serving, and would only serve them herself. Aduke arranges her cooking stove, fries, and serves and packs up all alone despite having many workers. She prefers them collecting money for her while she does the rest, claiming she wants customers' satisfaction. Unknown to them, she harbored a powerful object in her cooking stove which attracts the crowd and drains their blood into a frying pot as they remain on the queue to buy her akara. Anyone who buys akara from Aduke must fall sick after several consumption, and her evil members will feast on the body in their evil covert. Abiola, being a very observant worker and a diligent one at that, seems to remain idle ever since he started working for Aduke, and he wasn't pleased with this idleness. He had learned from his parents to always be hardworking, and that he will be served in the same manner he served others in life. He looked forward to becoming a big cook and owner one day in life, and do not wish to be surrounded by idle or lazy employees. So, he was looking for all means to keep himself busy. Abiola would arrive early enough probably to help before other workers arrive. One day, while Abiola was coming, he saw Aduke saying incantations and putting the item under the cooking stove. He was surprised and couldn't contain his findings, so he ran back home. He was confronted by his parents and they requested his reason for such action, which he narrated to them. They couldn't believe him, but he kept assuring them of what he found out, and they promised to do their findings. After a little while, Abiola's parents had gathered enough evidence against Aduke Alakara, and so they reported the case to the village elders. Together, Abiola and the chiefs confronted Aduke. At first, she denied, but when confronted with evidences, she broke down in tears, confessing her reasons and admitted to the obvious. She had been using dark power to control the minds of her customers, ensuring that they came back for more. The villagers were shocked and outraged. Aduke was banished from the village, never to return. Abiola, now a skilled cook in his own right, took over Aduke Alakara's business, changing it to its original state of cooking local delicacies, and vowed to use only the finest ingredients and the purest of intentions in his cooking. From that day on, Aduke's Delight became known not just for its delicious food, but also for its honesty and integrity. And Aduke's evil deeds were never spoken of again. A cautionary tale for those who would seek to use dark powers for personal gain. Years passed and the village prospered under Abiola's leadership. Aduke's Delight became a popular destination for travelers from far and wide, drawn not just by the food but by the story of how it had come to be. Abiola, now a respected elder in the village, took on apprentices of his own, passing down the art of cooking with love and respect for both the ingredients and the customers. He taught them that true skill lay not in the manipulation of ingredients, but in the ability to bring out their natural flavors and goodness. As for Aduke, a name became a cautionary tale told to children to warn them of the dangers of greed and deceit. A restaurant lay abandoned, a crumbling reminder of a dark chapter in the village's history. But despite her fall from grace, some whispered that Aduke's spirit still lingered, seeking revenge on those who had exposed her. It was said that on a dark and stormy night, a ghost could be seen wandering the village, searching for a way to reclaim her lost power. But the villagers paid no heed to such tales. They knew that as long as they cooked with love and honesty, no evil could ever take hold in their village again. And so, the story of Aduke became not just a tale of caution, but also one of hope and redemption, showing that even the darkest of hearts could be turned towards the light. This is the end of today's story. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, and share this story to your loved ones. And don't forget to click the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so you will know the next time I upload amazing stories as this. Thank you and stay blessed.